Hi y'all, I'm Anisha L. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be making my first candle, and the scent I'm going to be using is the Cuban cigar. Let's get started. So I have to do a voiceover today because the candle lab was extremely loud. Here you see me putting on gloves because I want to protect my hands from the fragrance oil. You do not want to get that fragrance oil on your hands because it will stick closer than a brother. Trust me. I'm opening up the soy wax and the metal tins that the candles will be made in. Looking to see if there's any debris in it, and if so, I just will wipe it with a little alcohol. Here you see the wick stickers and the wicks, two of them, because I plan on making 2 candles. The metal bow ties that secures the wick so it stands up nice and strong, and the warning labels that goes on the bottom of the tins. The wooden stir stick to stir the fragrance oils. This metal spoon to scoop the soy wax into the pouring pitcher. My temperature gun, the hot plate, the alcohol to cleanse things as I go, napkins, the fragrance oil in a shot glass to measure, my candle making formula, my scale so that I can weigh everything, the pouring pitcher. Now I'm zeroing out the scale, or tearing as some people say, because I'm about to start measuring this wax. I'm turning on that hot plate so everything can start heating up. I'm good to go. Go, girl. I'm scooping the wax into the pouring pitcher. I don't know why I didn't just pour the wax into the pouring pitcher. I think that would have been quicker. But for some reason I thought I was going to make a huge mess, so I decided to scoop it in. But in hindsight, when you know better, you do better. Scoop, girl, scoop that wax, girl. Scoop it, I'll be scooping for a little minute. This was definitely a learning experience, making these candles. You'll see my growing pains as we go along within this video for sure. I had a little too much wax in there, so I'm trying to make sure I got my formula right. So as I said, I intended to make 2 candles, so I used 257 grams of wax, and I wanted a 10% fragrance load, so I used 26 grams of fragrance oil. At least that's what I intended on doing. Yeah, that was my formula. So I'm like, okay, girl, you got it. Go ahead and put that on that hot plate and get that wax heated up. That's what I'm thinking in my mind. Let me pull it into view so you can see. I'm like Santa Claus, making my list and checking it twice. Yeah, let me start stirring up this wax. Yep, it's starting to melt. I really like I'm in the kitchen, don't I? Now I'm about to measure out this fragrance oil. I've been watching a ton of videos, and somebody was saying use like a wooden stick to pour the wax, pour the fragrance oil onto the stick so it doesn't make a huge mess. And it seemed like it worked, honestly. So I'm trying to measure out 26 grams of fragrance oil. And here's where I realized, like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough fragrance oil to make 2 candles. I only had 26. No, I needed 26, but I only had 22 grams in that bottle. I was like, oh, shucks. So, what I gotta do? Think quick, girl, think quick. Oh my goodness, I was so disappointed. Because earlier on, I spilled some of the oil, so I didn't have enough. So now I'm pouring some out, trying to make sure to get the correct calculations to make 1 candle. So it's kind of downhill from here. Oh, shoot. But I'm not a quitter, so I'm steady moving forward, pressing my way, because I'm gonna make this candle. That's what I'm saying to myself. I'm gonna make this candle. So I don't have enough to make 2, but I got enough to make 1. So I just gotta figure out what I need to do and make sure I do it right. I didn't want to make no mistakes. So I think I got it right. I think I got the measurements right. The weight of the fragrance oil, I think I got it right. That's what I'm saying right now in my mind. Like, okay, I think I figured it out. I'm still thinking on my feet. I'm like, I don't know. It say it's measuring right, but I ain't for sure. Yep, smell my hands. My hands still smell clean. No fragrance oil on it. Stirring the wax, checking the temperature on the wax, because I wanted it to get up to 185 degrees. Ended up getting up to 200, which they say is fine. So it ended up getting a 200. I'm like, hey, okay, it's not hot. It's not where it needs to be yet. So let me go ahead and put my wick sticker on my wick so I can put the wick in my tin. Because I'm still not registering that I'm not sure if I got the correct amount of fragrance oil or not. My mind is still spinning. But I ain't coming this far to give up, so. Secure that wick, girl. Lock it in, lock it in. I'm turning up the hot plate a little bit because it's not melting as fast as I'm thinking that it should. I think I had set it at like 2.5, but I bumped it up to 3, and the temperature, not the temperature, but the turn thing up to 3.5, and I'm like, oh, I got too much wax in the picture is what I'm thinking. Like, I got too much wax in the picture, so I need to take some of that wax out the picture because I got enough wax to make 2 candles in the picture, but I only need one. I only need enough to make 1 candle, so I got to take some of this wax out of here. So now I'm measuring out the wax that I would have used to make 2 candles. I'm taking out some of that wax so that I can have just enough wax, not too much. I'm telling you, this was humbling. It's like, things happen. If you don't make mistakes, you can't really learn. I hope I'm saying that right. You learn from your mistakes. And nothing's going to be perfect, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So now the wax is like at 200. So I needed to get down to 185 or a little lower than that so that I can add the fragrance oil. So I'm just checking to see if the temperature is dropping, which it is. And I'm turning off the hot plate because I no longer need it at this present time. Always gotta think safety. And as I'm stirring this wax, like getting the temperature to drop, I'm still thinking in my head, like, I don't feel comfortable with this fragrance oil. I don't feel comfortable with this fragrance oil. I'm still not 100% sure if I did that right. And I need this candle to be right. So I'm looking at my formula and still thinking, checking the temperature on the wax. I was so excited to make this candle. Here I go with the fragrance oil. I was gonna pour it in, and something was like, "No, girl, wait that." I'm trying to lift this tin with the wax in it off, and I'm like, it's hot. I'm still looking like, something just don't feel right. Nope, I can't do it. Let me get this tin off of here. I can't touch it with my hands because it's a little hot, so let me get this napkin, pick it up, move it out the way. Boom, did that. Let me weigh this and let me see. But now I'm weighing it with the glass and the fragrance oil, so I'm unclear. And hear my video going out of focus. It'll come back in focus in a minute. Don't be alarmed. It's gonna clear up. See, it's clearing up. Well, my mom always told me, when in doubt, pour it out. So I was definitely in doubt of how much fragrance oil I had. So I'm gonna remeasure it just so I can know that I got the correct amount of fragrance oil for this candle, because I'm making this candle, y'all. Tear it out and go ahead and measure 15 grams of fragrance oil. So it ended up being, for one candle, I was making a 6-ounce candle for a total net weight of 170 grams, and I wanted 10% fragrance oil. So I have 154 grams of wax and 15 grams of fragrance oil. So that's what I'm doing. Now I got what I think is the correct amount of fragrance oil, so I'm pouring it into the pouring pitcher, and I'm stirring it. They say to stir it for 2 minutes, like 20 seconds going one way and 20 seconds going the other way. However you stir it, just make sure you stir it at least 2 minutes to make sure all your fragrance oil is mixed up evenly into the wax. So as I'm stirring, I'm making sure I get every drop that I can get out of that shot glass. And as you notice, I was so discombobulated with the fragrance oil, not having enough fragrance oil and having too much wax for the amount of fragrance oil I had. So I forgot to put my gloves back on. But your girl didn't get no fragrance oil on her hands. I don't know how I pulled that part off. With all the other shenanigans that was going on. But I finally got it together. So now I'm about to pour this wax into this metal tin for my candle. Wow. I did it, y'all. I got it together. I'm pouring my first candle. Go, Anisha. Go, Anisha. Look at her smile. You see her smiling? That's me, y'all. I'm smiling because I'm proud of myself. Like, I made a candle all by myself. With the help of YouTube University, of course. So my candle making supplies came from Pro Candle Supply Company, but the fragrance oil that I use came from the Flame and Candle Company. And I did order some more fragrance oil from Flame and Candle, and I'm waiting on that to be delivered sometime soon. Now I want to put on my gloves. About to clean up. I'm so happy. I'm doing a happy dance. I did it. I did it. That's what I'm thinking in my head. So now I'm about to pour this alcohol on this napkin so I can clean this picture out. Clean the wax and the fragrance oil from the picture and just, clean up from here. I hope you are enjoying my voiceover as much as I'm enjoying doing one for the kind of like the first time. And I'm just looking like I'm pleased with what I did. Smile. Here's the candle when I poured it. So this is the melted wax in the tin, and I'm waiting on it to solidify. Now you see the candle is solidified. My first candle, the Cuban cigar, the well-dressed man is what I call it.